we're for real about it, man. Like you can see, I don't have
your
no.
Bentley would be parked there, wouldn't it?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have no good looking garment, brother. You know what I mean? Like our garments are raggedy looking and everything. That shows you right there that we're true about this thing. You know, but what I'm saying is that what you're gonna have to do, like you said, if you listen, this is why you got 2 ears and you got one mouth.
I know, do more listening, less talking. But
Exactly.
You have to ask questions, I get it.
But you do have to ask questions though. You do to a certain degree, but you have to do more listening.
Yeah.
Okay, and then therefore you'll understand. And next thing you know, you got questions, right? If you listen, your question will probably be answered.
Yeah, no
that
doubt.
point.
No doubt.
Verse 2 where it says,
let me finish this.
It says, be not rash with thy mouth,
Right.
and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High.
Exactly, because right now you're in a hasty spirit. I gotta get this question out. I gotta get this question out. You know, it all happens in due time.
Yeah.
It all happens in due time.
Not really hasty, like I'm saying. I'm more disciplined for myself, my brother. You know what I mean? But it's just
No, hasty means like you like
quickly. Fast,
yeah.
Gingerly, hastily.
Yeah.
I know. Like I've read the Torah, I've read the Quran, I've read many books. I've even read the Maccabee just for research.
That's all right. That's all right. You go back to what you had before. I think it was James 1:9.
Yeah, but you said you read the Maccabees. Yeah. You even read the Maccabees. What do you mean by that? Maccabee Bible.
I've got another principle that is
that's part of it.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 12, and it says.
No, I know this, but people want to put it the devil's Bible, things like that. You understand? I've heard people put it the devil's Bible.
But they can say whatever they want to say, man.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 12, and it says, and further by this, my son, be admonished of making many books.
Right, that's a good
no
one
end.
too. Right, making of many books, there's no end. And you know, people read different books to gain different understanding. You know, but the main book you want to read is the scriptures, because, like I said, this is what we call our power source. You know what I mean? Now, if you understand this book, you know everything from front to back, and I'm talking about life in general. And the reason why, like I said, the reason why people are so sick and anemic, because no one's keeping the sayings of this book. This is why you got people out there that are on medication or some kind of illegal drugs to get away from reality of some sort, or they just using it because they're sick.
I know this.
You know?
I know this.
But the main point of the matter is you have to dive into this right here. This is our savior. And everything else. This is the true knowledge of mankind. Go on.
That's right.
Yeah, read what you got. Well, you was reading it. Go back to James 1:9. James 1:9. Because that's why we know what we know right now. Because when I came into the truth, when I came into this information, right, all I did was I just kept my mouth shut. You know, I would sit down on the computer and just be there writing scriptures down and just there like a damn robot, man. You know, wouldn't really say anything. Okay, and then I would go see the brothers teach the word, and I wouldn't say anything. And when I got back to the crib, I learned way more than I ever knew before. You know, and that was just all for me to just be quiet. You know? So that's how if you really want to learn something, that's how you got to do it, brother. That's what we're saying.
Precept, Pop.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Psalms 1, reading from 1, it says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners,
Right, go on.
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful,
Right.
but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law
Yep.
doth he meditate day and night.
Exactly.
Last one. And he shall be like a tree planted by the river of water, that bringeth forth its fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
In other words, you're going to be abundant in wisdom and understanding of this right here, so to speak. So if you delight in the law, in other words, this Bible here, you occupying this right here, but you're not going to read it for yourself, because you're not going to understand it. It's for us to give you the understanding. That's why you came up here. You came over here for answers and questions. You know? Go on, bro.
So I just want to bring out Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and that hear these words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Exactly. It says, blessed is he that readeth. In other words, the word readeth means to understand. And also, keep going. Because see, the thing about it is, bro, right? We was just like you, man. You know what I mean? I wasn't born like this. I was born into, you know,
the indoctrination.
in the indoctrination of the world, man. You know what I mean? We're no different. But the only difference is that we got this enlightenment, you know, and it's for us to enlighten you and other brothers like yourself, so that the Lord can come quicker too, so that the elect can be set going.
Again, it's hard to learn something if you think yourself you know something already.
Exactly.
It's hard for you to learn something if you already think yourself you know something.
I couldn't understand it because the Scottish accent's too thick coming through.
It's hard to learn something.
Yeah, you should know.
Bro, what Africa, bro? South.
Because listen, first thing, that's why how Shai said this. For you to learn, you have to come like a child, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You
Like
come not knowing anything.
No, nothing. I agree with that. Yeah.
See, when you I read this book and I read that book and that's all. You're confusing yourself, man.
No.
You know.
Let me read.
But he's doing it because he's ignorant, brother. That's what everybody does. Everybody reads different books, man.
Brother, one thing, please don't make an assumption of me, because I am so far gone over the hill, you know, with this thing. I swear.
That's just based on you right now, on your spirit right now. You know, the way you're coming up and
but listen, if I read a book about Christianity telling me that I must worship my slave master and I must be kind to him and I must follow him and all this rubbish, I'm not going to come knowing that's wrong. Yeah? Even an inkling of idea, why must I worship my slave master? Why is my God blue-eyed and blonde hair? And, you understand? I'm not going to keep this and then come and picture and say, you know what? Yeah, that's straight ignorance. Yeah, I'm a man that I listen. I'll open my ears and I'll open my mind and I'll open my third eye and I'll try to understand it to the best I can. So from here, go home. I'm going to research more. Understand? I'm not going to make no judgment right now. You understand, my brother? You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I have read books. I'm not coming here. I've read this. I've read that. That's gloating. And that's totally egotistical.
But yeah, let
This is First Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. It says, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and I will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent."
Right.
Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not Yahweh made foolish the wisdom of this world?
Exactly, because we were all taught of this world. Like I said, all of us were taught the knowledge and indoctrination of this world. You know, and Esau is the main guy that taught all of us and taught the world and all of that stuff, right? So what's happening right now? That's happening on a spiritual level, where the Lord is destroying the wisdom of this world by bringing in the true wisdom of the Heavenly Father. Okay, and this is exactly something that Esau, the powers that be, don't want. They don't want us to be out here to enlighten brothers like yourself. Okay, they don't want this, because if we're enlightened to this information, that means it's the end of this world, because this is not just any old information. This is the information of the heavens and earth. Okay, this is why this is known as the book of life. All right, and Esau, the powers that be, they know we have a direct link connection with this Bible, and this is why you have all of these different guys out there amongst our people. You have the Rastafarians, you have the Kemetic community, right? The so-called Kemetic community, and you have the Egyptian community. You have all of these different so-called communities set up amongst our people to pretty much divert our people from the truth to lies. Because the more our people are in a state of being lied to, the more they feel as though they can keep ruling the earth. So if our people gather back to this information, that means it's the end of the world. But either and or it's the end anyway, because once the elect is sealed, 144,000, guess what? This society is going down. Okay?
You know, in the Bible as well, in some chapters it says Yahweh, YHWA. Do you recognize it as Yahweh?
Well, we don't get into what I think is called the tetragram. We don't really get into that, but we know the Hebrew and the Lashon Kodash, which is his name was Yahweh, which means he is to be, or the existing one. That's what we get into pretty much. That's his real name. So when you pray in that name, so to speak. But if you keep coming down every week, or you watch the videos, you'll gain more understanding.
Listen, I'll follow you and I'll watch you. I'll support you where and how I can. You know what I mean, bro? Like right now, I'm God loving and God fearing. There's too much religion out here, to say this, that. That's why you just have to keep that your mind open and not commit to nothing.
Right.
Until you're ready for that right commitment. You see what I'm saying?
Well, you might be ready now, brother. That's why you came up here.
Exactly my point.
Matter of fact, brother, give me Proverbs 20 and 4.
This is what I'm trying to say. Like, everything happens for a reason. I've come to seek the knowledge. To see that Christianity I'm not comfortable with.
Well, we don't, and you know that's all right, brother, because we were a part of that Christianity.
I come from that church.
We came from that church.
Yeah, exactly. My nan used to drag me there. My aunt used to drag me there.
That's all right, bro.
And I never wanted to be there. And I understand there's just so much I could tear that book apart to pieces, you understand?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I'm saying, it's knowledge which we're here to seek. So if
Right,
you're
that's
telling
all right.
the truth and I believe in what you're saying and whatnot, who knows? But or even Rupert, how about that?
But you know that the world is going to know that we said what we said, and it's going to be declared that we got the truth, you know. But like I said, that's up to you to believe in that, you know. Go on, bro.
It's Matthew 7 and 13, and it says, "Enter ye at the straight gate,
Right.
for wide is the gate, and broad is the way
Right.
that leadeth to destruction.
Right, exactly.
And many there be which go thereat. Because straight is the gate,
Yep.
and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life,
Yep.
and few there be that find it."
Now I want to talk about the Christian, because you mentioned the Christians, yeah, and that's a good thing I would like to talk about, because the Christians, they believe, they claim to believe in the Bible, but they don't really believe it. Let's be real about it. They don't believe it, because if they truly believed it, they would keep the commandments, they would keep the Sabbaths, they would keep all of the high holy days
They
to
wouldn't
the
marry
best of their
man
ability.
in the Church of England.
What's that?
They wouldn't marry man in the Church of England.
Exactly. You wouldn't have what you call homosexual pastors ruling the church. So that shows you how much they believe.
Yeah, I know.
They don't believe, you know. But the scriptures the scriptures prophesy about Christianity. Let's get that in Matthew 24. Because the Bible talks about that. How you're gonna have false anointed ones shall come and deceive many. Because like I said, like you said, you came from that church. We all came from that church. We walked out of there because the Lord had mercy on us, man.
Yeah.
And may the Lord have mercy on you, you know.
We're willing, you know.
That's it. Yeah, give me that in Matthew 24, verse start with verse 8. Yeah, the what precept you told me? Okay. Yeah, read the one he told you to get. Matter of fact, you get Matthew 24. Start with verse 8.
You sure?
Yeah. It'll get down to that. What I'm talking
Right,
about.
this is Saint.
It talks about many shall be anointed. You could read all the way down. You're gonna have false anointed ones. Excuse me. You read that.
John 6 and 44, it says, "No man can come to me except the Father which have sent me draw him.
Right. Exactly.
And
Read
I
that.
will.
Yep.
No man can come to me except the Father which have sent me draw him.
Right.
And I will raise him up at the last day."
So in other words, you can only get this truth if the Father ordains you to receive this truth. That's another part of it too. And yeah, keep going. You got some more now.
And verse 45, "It is written in the prophets, and they shall be all taught of Yahweh."
Right, they shall be all taught of Yahweh. So that goes back to my point again about being taught. And see, a lot of jakes, they don't want to be taught. But that's how we all came in. We all came in because we were taught. But the point of the matter is you only get this if the Father ordains you to get it. Okay, so, you know, I mean, I don't know if this is your calling. Maybe or maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as you said yourself, you said you came up here for enlightenment and information. Okay, now, there's nothing wrong to gain information, but it's what kind of information you gain. Now, the information we got is going to be the information that's going to save your life pretty much. And what I mean by that is from the wisdom and understanding of this world. Okay, or just this world in general. Okay, because this world, give me that in Micah 2 and 10, because it talks about how this world will destroy and pollute your mind. All right, and the knowledge that these people know, that knowledge is going to fail them when no hell breaks loose.
That's right.
Because the true wisdom and understanding of these scriptures is going to stabilize you. Because another thing I want to tell you as well, this society is going to come to an end. Okay, it's going to go through an economic shock, and this society is going to go down.
Metrosexual, you know, there's bare different sexualities coming up.
Right, that represents this society is going to freak down. Okay, and when this society goes down, the economy stops completely. People are going to bug out. People are going to kill each other for the want of food. Okay, and it's going to be wild. You're going to have diseases floating in the midst of the air.
That's normal. Disease and famine.
Right, you're going to have famines and diseases all amalgamated. And people, you're going to just see things you've never seen before. like how it is in those Middle Eastern countries like Iraq. People just going crazy and people getting shot, and heads being decapitated. You're gonna see all of that. Cannibalism. So when you're in that state, when you're in that kind of environment, what's gonna stabilize you in that kind of environment? Because if you don't have this wisdom and understanding, you're gonna pretty much bug out, man.
Of course.
You're gonna lose your mind. So this is the real reason why you came here, to either get this information or be condemned. You see that? That's just the thing. But man, there's a scripture that I wanted one of you brothers to get, man. Yeah, give me Matthew 24:4. Because the topic was the Christian church. Brother, just give me that back, because I'm gonna forget about it.
Matthew 24:4, and it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many.
Yes, you're gonna have false anointed ones, false prophets. Go on.
False messiahs.
Yeah.
Had this, Charles Manson.
Go on.
I jump down to 11, and it says, and many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many.
And many false prophets shall arise and deceive many, because in the Christian church, or Christians in general, when you add up the amount of Christians that's on the earth, it's about 2 billion people. So that goes into it right there. And then you also have the Muslim community, which that's another 1 point something billion.
1.9 I think. It's growing anyway.
Something like that, yeah.
They say it's the number one in the world, Islam right now.
Yeah, but you know, it's in the billions.
Stats. I mean,
it's in the billions. So it says many shall be deceived. So the billions of people that are into these religions have been deceived. So that's prophecy right there. So that's one of the things that we deal with, brothers. We deal with prophecies. So when I say, look, we're going to go through a nuclear war, that's what's going to happen, because we're going by what the word of the Lord is saying. Prophecy. You know? And prophecy also states that you're going to have the elect, which will be sealed of this wisdom and understanding. And also prophecy deals with how you're going to have the 2/3 of our own people that's going to be destroyed. Because why they don't want to repent and come back to the Lord. The laws of the Lord. So that's also in prophecy. Alright? So yeah, read what you read the precept you have.
This is 1 John 4:1, and it says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of the Most High.
Right.
Because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Right, because many false prophets have also gone out into the world. So you're gonna have guys out there that are also that were once a part of this truth. They're gonna come out of this truth and they're gonna teach something different. Okay, but the first part of the scripture too, it says, try the spirit by the spirit to see whether they're worthy. And that's what we're doing to you right now. That's why this brother, he was getting on you. You know what I mean?
So you know what it is?
What this is nothing but a trial you're going through.
It's not a problem to me, yeah? This is what we go through every day of our life. You understand? But it's how you come out. It's how you deal with it. How you just, you know, like, I manifest on a lot of things, you understand?
These are,
he's got another one. Keep going.
these are Romans 11:7, and it says, what then? Israel have not obtained that which is seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
But the rest were blinded, because like I said, this information is going to save your life, man. And it's only the elect that can attain this information. All of our people can't get this information. That's another thing I haven't told you as well, so to speak. So if you're able to gather this, if you're able to get this information through the spirit, then you got to count yourself lucky. But the only way you're going to do that, you have to try yourself first. You got to look up, you know, in terms of what we're saying. And once you do the research on that, if the spirit is dealing with you, you'll get it. But if not, then you're not going to get it. Go on, brother.
It's 1 Peter 2:2, and it says, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Right, as newborn babes, because when we all came in this thing, all of us, we were babies in the truth. We put aside all of the things that we thought we knew, and we became a new person. Like in the military, when you go in the military, what happens in the military? They break your spirit, they break you down all the way, so that they can brainwash you with new information. Yeah. So that's what happens when you come in this truth. You're gonna be broken down, so you can be builded back up the right way. Yeah. Because we were born the wrong way. Okay, we were born in this world, and we were born under the influences of this world, which led us the wrong way. So now what needs to be done, is that we need to be broken down from the spirit of this world, so that we can be built back in the righteous state and have the state of mind of the Lord to a certain degree.
Isaiah 28 and 9, it says, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine?
Right.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Yeah, that connects with what he just read. So it says, them that are drawn from the breast and weaned from the milk. In other words, you get the basic understanding of the scriptures. All right, and then as you grow in the faith, you become stronger in the faith. You begin to get into the deep breakdowns of the scriptures. So it's all the building, it's all the stages of building.
But you have to start all over again.
And you got to start all over again,
You
yeah?
got empty your head, man.
I know this is what it is. But obviously, that's good information. And that's how I deal with things. No matter what I've been taught and learned, I always put that to the side. I only refer from points when I need to. You understand? It's open-mindedness I come to do. Open-mindedness.
That open mind, man, that's force, man.
How can you say this?
Because you get one truth, you get something, that's the truth. But then you're open-minded to receive something else from somewhere else.
right.
Open-minded to receive something else from somewhere else. You know, so that is force. Man. We have one way only.
Yeah, and that's a fact. That's a fact because
Able to put aside anything I've heard, from anywhere else. If I really wanted to, I wouldn't even ask them questions. But it's like, not like I said, I never come to challenge. I come to ask for knowledge.
yeah, but bro, what you gotta understand, brother. I don't mean to cut in, but what you gotta understand is that what the brother's saying is if you too open-minded, somebody can go teach you a lie.
No. When I say open-minded, open to what I'm interested in, open to what I want to learn about, open to different. Not some drunken John can't walk out of the pub and say, do you know what, and I'm like open-minded and I'd be a fool. So when I use that word, I use it like with a little pinch.
Still questioning things,
Yeah, question things.
I know you
Because you know though, brother, you know what your problem is?
Sorry, let me just just
I'll
say
let you
that
talk.
quickly,
Yeah, go on.
When I say keep an open mind, I mean in the sense of give it a chance. Don't be judgmental to it before you've heard it. This is what I mean by open mind, the state of an open eye, my third eye then.
But you know what your problem is though, bro, right? What your problem is you gotta listen, man. You gotta hear and listen. You know?
Listen.
What's that?
I do listen.
Yeah, but you gotta do more. You gotta do less talking, brother. That's why these brothers are getting.
No, I get you, but hear what I'm saying.
So you talking again? See, that's my.
No, but I have to.
Yeah, read that, bro.
2 Timothy 3 verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Exactly. So you don't want that to be you, brother.
My brother, when you came to Israel to become
That's a very good one.
right? What did you do?
But I gotta read it again, brother. You gotta let me.
Did
break
you sit
see,
there,
you're not
listen
even-
to everything,
you're not
never
even
asked
letting
no
me break it
question
down.
and said, I wouldn't
That's
hear
not
you.
what you're just talking.
2 Timothy 3 verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Exactly, and that might just very well be you.
But when you've got 7,
See, you're not even letting me break it down, brother.
No, I am.
See, that's how much you talking.
no.
Yeah, what you wanna say?
Bro.
Yeah, read that.
Proverbs
Shalom.
21 and
Shalom,
16.
You are right, bro, but you gotta just calm, man. You gotta calm the spirit,
in the
bro.
world of 70 million different religions, you have to understand what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, bro. I
If
get
you're
it.
saying
I
I
get
should
it.
shut up and just listen,
Let him read this. Let him read this.
I'd
Let
have
him
stayed
read
in the
this.
churches if it's about shut up and
Yeah, but if you
No,
went
but
to
you-
school, right? Can I just say this? If you
Exactly.
went to school, right,
What school?
and a teacher, it doesn't matter. If you're in university and you say you pay to go to university and the lecturer's lecturing you and he's teaching you something, are you going to keep telling the lecturer what
because
you
it's a
believe, or are you going to let
different-
the lecturer tell
No, but
you?
it's no different.
It's a lot different.
No, it's not. It's
Because you're
the
saying
same
to
thing,
learn.
bro.
No,
It's
no,
the
no,
same
no.
thing.
In order
So
to
what
learn,
you're
you have
saying
to
is this. So
listen.
based on what you're saying is you don't.
Religion.
No. Listen. What you're saying is this. You respect Esau more than you respect your own brother.
No.
That's what
not
you're really
I'm
saying.
That's not what I'm really
When
saying.
you break
at
it down,
all,
you may
brother.
not mean
That's
that,
what
but that's what you're saying.
That's what you're saying. That might be your rendition of what I've said to you.
Yeah, but you gotta
it's
listen,
not that-
brother.
No,
You gotta listen,
Let
man.
me deal with that. An electrician can teach me how to go and graft. Yeah, I'm not going to question anything. He knows everything. And that's electrician. So electrician's not. If he starts talking about plumbing and
But you
plastering,
know by that
I'm
same
gonna start
logic, but
questioning.
can I interject?
Why are you telling me about plastering
But
and
can I
whatnot
interject?
when I'm here for electrics?
That's all right, but
But
by that
you're telling me
same
about
logic,
God
no,
and a
listen,
religion,
listen, you
and
gotta
there's
let
7
me, you gotta
million
let me,
different things on
you
the
gotta let me,
table.
you gotta let me
We're not
speak,
talking about
brother.
religion, man.
You gotta let me speak.
Well-
You said, okay, based on that logic, you said, okay, if I go before an electrician, I'm gonna just adhere to what he's saying because he knows what he's doing. I'm not gonna question. No, listen.
In the
I'm not
university,
gonna question it.
Yeah.
So therefore, you can't. You can ask questions, but don't question us in a way where like we don't know what we're talking about.
I'm not
brother.
I'm not questioning your integrity.
So you gotta respect that too.
I am
Let him
respecting
read
that.
this.
I'm
Let him read
respecting
this.
Right.
Let him read this.
This is Proverbs chapter 21 and 16. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the
And
dead.
that's exactly where you are right now, brother. You're in the congregation of death.
This is where you're putting
But
me.
the way,
This is where you're putting me.
But let me tell you something. The only way that you can get into the congregation of the righteous, those that adhere to life,
All right.
you gotta listen, man.
I'm
Let
listening.
me read this now.
All right.
But you're not, because
No,
every
no,
time
You're not
someone says,
listening,
all right,
brother.
all right,
You're not listening.
every time
point
someone
is-
says something, you're just waiting.
Do you know
so
why?
can
This is
interject.
competition. We
You're
not
not
a
trying
competition.
to-
It's incomplete. Why is it turning into a competition now?
No,
This
because
person-
because check this out.
Wait,
Check
wait,
this
wait,
out,
1
bro.
second.
Check
If you
this out.
notice,
Every time I speak,
yeah.
you feel like you gotta say something.
No, no,
You
no,
gotta
no.
do that, man.
It's not that. It's that every time I speak, I get. See, this is what happens.
You know, you can't. Yeah, man.
You gotta take it. You gotta know to take it. One more. Anyone else?
You gotta take
Anyone else? Why am I?
We not disrespecting you, brother. We not
No,
disrespecting.
no, no. I'm not disrespecting you either.
That's all right. We know that.
But listen, every time I go to talk, there's an interjection and yeah, someone comes in. So I don't get to complete a full statement. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but you gotta keep it short, brother. Because we met many people before. I've been doing this for a long time.
I get you. Like I'm saying, when I'm trying to complete a statement, you're telling me I must shut up, not say nothing, and just listen. Okay, when you come to Israel, if you become an Israelite, did you just walk there, stand there, look at the board, listen to what the guy was saying, and then come
doing
and
it.
said, okay, I want to be an Israelite?
What's wrong with him?
No. I'm just saying, is that what you done?
Of course I did.
So you stood there, didn't ask one question.
I might have asked a couple.
you
I might
might
have
have.
asked a couple of questions.
I might have asked a couple of
Right?
questions.
No,
What's
but
different
you keep,
between
no, but
me
the
and
way
you,
that you're
though,
doing it, man,
How?
it's just ongoing.
No,
man.
it's not.
It's ongoing. Let me read this. Let me read this.
You know what?
St. John 6 verse 65. And he said, therefore said I unto you,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
that no man can come unto me
Yeah.
except it were given unto him
Right.
of my Father.
No problem.
Right.
Shalom.
Exactly.
Shalom.
Exactly.
I'm
man.
out of here. Shalom.
But you know,
Yeah.
go on. So what you gonna say?
You don't understand what
Shalom, brother. I understand a lot. Shalom, brother.
You don't understand what it means.
No. Shalom. We shake hands, bro. Shalom, my
But
brother.
the point,
Shalom, my
but you know
brother.
what though, at the end of the day, right?
Shalom.
But you know what though, at the end of the day, what you're gonna have to do with these people.
Wait, sorry, he's going to say something to me. Sorry.
It's like it.
What you saying, bro?
Proverbs 27 and 5.
Right.
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
That's the point, man.
Yeah.
And that's what we doing. We teaching you at the same time, man. Like we're not cursing you out or whatever.
No one
but
says curse no one out, bro.
but it's been declared you ain't gonna get it, brother.
No.
You're not gonna get it, man.
So.
I wanted to say was,
go on, go on.
he said,
You haven't even spoken already.
yeah, it
Go on,
said, therefore said I unto you that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father.
Alright.
So no man, you're not gonna come to the truth unless the Most High gives you. You know, there's all kinds of truth, there's all kinds of religions.
Go on,
as
brother,
you
because
said.
I like you.
So let us-
There's all kinds of religions out there. You're only gonna come to the truth unless the Most High gives it to you.
Right.
So you can keep learning. This is the truth. You know what I'm saying? So you can go out there and learn it.
Exactly.
But you're only gonna come to the truth if the Most High gives it to you.
Exactly. Because the thing about it is, and just to add on to what he's saying, like I said, when you came before, and I'm not. You can take it as we're bragging all you want. It doesn't really matter, right? Because we say this all the time. We're the prophets of the Heavenly Father. So that's who you come before to this very day. That's why I made a big deal about prophecies. Because that's what we specialize in. So when you come before the men of the Most High, that's what we represent. We represent the Most High, right? If you come before us, you gotta show a level of respect. I understand your kind of spirit. I know you got answers, you got questions. I know
Like I
that.
said, my questions have been more.
We got some more. See,
All right.
you gotta let them free stuff get in your mind, brother. That's what it's all about.
All right.
There's a Proverbs 14 and 12, and it says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man,
Right.
but the end thereof are the ways of death.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So you gotta know where you at. That's what we're saying, man. Because when I came, listen. If I was to come in this vicinity and I was in your situation, right? I would just kind of like, because you said you know about us, the Israelites.
Yeah.
So if you know that about us, then you should kind of have an idea that we're potentially the men of the Lord.
Right.
So if you know, listen, let me finish.
Right.
So if you know that much, you should know, okay, I ask the brothers questions, but I can't be doing it the way that I'm doing it right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you may not realize what you're doing it, but the way you're doing it, it ain't the correct way.
They consider not that they do evil.
That they do evil.
You don't realize where you're standing.
Yeah.
This is
What-
the
what do you
tabernacle
mean by
of the
that?
world to come, man.
Yeah,
It's right here. These men are going to be gods of the whole existence. So you got the attitude that you should have is more like humble, man, and not
You gotta
say
humble
nothing.
yourself,
Man. You
man.
gotta not say nothing.
Really?
Of course, bro.
Right, I'll tell you something.
And you know, and let me
We're
tell
the
you this as
prophets,
well. Let me say this as well, right? You
Okay.
know how a man becomes great? When he goes to humility. That's the first stage right there. That's in life, and that's all throughout the scriptures. That if you want to become a great person in life, You gotta go through the beatdown, bro. There's no other way.
How you gonna
I agree to
How you
that,
gonna
yeah.
grow if you don't listen?
No.
Do you believe in the scriptures?
Sorry, 1 second. Let me just answer this and I'll get to you. I believe in that, what you just said, because I also believe that the best people come from the worst places, the worst
Exactly.
backgrounds. And that's through my life experience on this planet, you understand? All kinds of people, yeah? So, yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. Do I believe in the scriptures? My man, I tell you the honest truth. Like I said, it's hard to believe something that has been an indoctrination for us for many years, for one. Now, I'm not talking about this book here.
No, let them talk, brothers. Let them talk.
I'm not talking about anyone other than the knowledge that I've possessed over the years. Like I said, where there's so many religions out here, yeah? All right, this ain't a religion, fair enough. Where there's so many other religions out here, you understand? And man's talking, oh, Jesus Christ is the truth, the light, and the way, and Muhammad is this, and
I understand.
Yeah?
Now you gotta let me interject.
sorry, can I just finish this statement?
Are you almost finished?
Yeah, because he asked. Yeah, I am. Because he asked me about the scripture. So this one.
All right, go on.
Yeah. So this one I'm trying to say.
But you gotta limit it because I got something to say after that too, brother. To correct certain things because you made a good statement.
I'm done.
Well, you're done. You sure you're done?
Oh, I ain't got a choice, have I? I got to shut up and listen, innit?
No, but I want to ask you a question because
no, listen. But then if I go to the church, no, but brother, listen. You have to understand. It's hard.
I understand.
When one man is dealing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 man, and they're all talking to one at once.
Listen. If you keep talking onto something else, I'm gonna forget. So that's why I'm interjecting. I'm not doing it to be rude. Now, that's a good statement you made because you have all these philosophers, right?
So
they all use the Bible. They all use the Bible.
So
And that's where the confusion comes in. That's where the confusion comes in, right?
Exactly.
So now what you're gonna have to do, because I can tell you like this, right? All of us can tell you, the Muslim community, they ain't got the truth. They talking nonsense, right? The Christians, they're talking nonsense. They don't have no clue of the truth, right? The Episcopalian Church, the Roman Catholic Church, all of these different churches you can think about at the top of your brain.
Constantine.
They all got it wrong.
Constantine, is the one that come to Egypt and
Let's
started
read this.
defacing this and graffitiing up the place.
So Ephesians 4:4 it says, there is one body and one spirit.
This is a good scripture, go on.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism.
One baptism, like for example, the churches talk about baptism. They don't even understand the true understanding of what that is.
Everything we do
The
is
true
phased,
listen, bro. The true baptism is when you're immersed with the word of the Lord.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Now, like I said before, okay. Going back to what you were saying, there's many different churches, but there's one truth, and we have that definitive truth. That's right. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Listen. I'm gonna tell you this again. The Muslims don't know what they're talking about. The Christians don't know what they're talking about because the Christians, they teach that everybody can make it, everybody can be saved, right? That's not in the scriptures. The scriptures talk about only Israel can be saved.
The children of God.
Only the children, the Israelites can be saved. Okay? And also, another thing they got wrong is that the Christians talk about how we don't have to keep the law anymore. The law is done away with. That's all shenanigans as well. Alright? Everything that these people talking about is all shenanigans. Matter of fact, brother, get me the Romans 10. You know what it talks about how you go about their own wisdom and understanding.
Just before he starts that, do you understand that it's easier for you to stand here as an Israelite and saying, you know what, this is the truth, the light, and the way, and this
It is.
Yeah?
It is.
No. Look how easy it is for you to say that. Now, for some of us who might not be religious, might be God-loving and God-fearing, but just not have any understanding of who He is.
You know what it is?
Yeah. But for us, I'm saying, brother, for a man like me, that's been. Torah's been pushed down man's throat.
I understand that. I understand where you're coming from, bro.
Every religion, bro. Especially as I've come away from Africa, I've come away from Israel.
I understand. I get it.
And I'm here in England now, and I'm born and bred here. Yeah?
I understand, brother.
So my heritage here, bro, I have to search even harder to get. You understand? Because
But you know to a certain degree, I do kind of get where your views are.
So when everyone's shoving this, and this is the truth, the gospel, and everyone's saying that.
But you know what I'm gonna say about that? I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, go on.
It's only based on faith.
Obviously. And that's why I've disregarded everything.
He's got a precept.
Do you get what I'm saying?
This is Hebrews 11 and 6.
Yeah, go on.
But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
It's all based on faith, man. Now, and I'm gonna tell you this as well, right? We're not shoving this down your throat, by the way.
No, you're not.
We're letting you know. Look, like I told you before, like he read the scripture before. John 6:4, right? John 6:44